When we started this programme for the World Cup, I never ever thought in my wildest dreams I would be starting a segment by saying this, but England won a game 6-1 at the World Cup. That is what we're going to talk about right now.
Panama.
Against the mighty Panama. Good point, Boutros. Where to begin? Well, I'll tell you where we'll begin. I actually want to begin with what Gareth Southgate, the manager, said. Ever one to put a dampener on things. He says, based what he thinks of the performance, I didn't like the start. I didn't like the goal at the end. I guess the bits in the middle were pretty good, but I'm being hypercritical. Is he being miserable? Or is that the right thing for the England manager to say?
That's what, no, but to be fair, that's what you want though. We didn't click in that first 10-15 minutes. It looked a little bit cagey. It looked like we weren't settled. And then you were always disappointed to concede a goal. Boutros says Panama are pretty shit. We shouldn't have conceded to Panama. But that middle period was glorious. There's no other words for it. We took advantage of every single thing we could, whether that be free kicks, whether that be penalties, whether that be look at complete and control for the majority of the game. That's something we haven't seen an England team do for so long.
We will come to the positives because there are a lot of positives, obviously, when you have your biggest ever World Cup win. But let's talk about the beginning because that's what Southgate was addressing partly, Frankie. And I think I was watching at a barbecue, as you do, nice Sunday afternoon in the sunshine. And I did turn to my mate with my hot dog in one hand and say, if this was 10 minutes in, I was like, if this was Belgium, we're 2-0 down now. Because there were a couple of times in the first 10 minutes where we gave away the ball very, very cheaply. And it did make me think, again, there's no one in that back three who makes me comfortable.
No, I think you're right. It wasn't a great start, but I think that just shows against the smaller teams, the most important thing in terms of a game plan is getting that early goal. Because Panama will have set up and said, we're going to frustrate England and we're hoping this is 0-0 after 60 minutes. As soon as you get that early goal, what that does is that blows their game plan out of the water. They've then got to come out of their comfort zone and that allows England to then play more expansive football. Yeah. You see it time and time again. The big teams get in trouble at World Cups when they keep it 0-0. We got an early goal, we held on to it, and then we pressed on from there. And we were statistically not that much better than we were against Tunisia, but we were just absolutely clinical.
The second half was 1-1 after a 5-0 first half, Boutros. That's where I agree with Southgate about the start. I think there were genuine reasons to be concerned at the start, despite the result. But actually, the stuff happening in the second half, I can kind of handle. Because to be honest, as you say, it was 32-degree heat for one thing, which was a worry going in. I was thinking if we're still 0-0 on 60 minutes, then that's a problem because the weather suits them more than it suits us. Obviously, it wasn't an issue. But we took Kane off. We were relaxing. We were chilling out, going obviously qualified for the second round by that point. So that, to me, is less of a concern than the first half. What do you think?
Well, yeah, because you've won the game. So you can drop a level, you can relax. You've got another game coming up against Belgium. You don't want to get injured. You don't want to get stupid booking. So it was a chance for some players just to practice their passing range and mess around a little bit.
Also, how cool was it when Panama scored? How excited they were. I've never seen anyone celebrate a goal like that when they were 6-1 down. Brilliant. Spirit of the World Cup, that.
Yeah, exactly what you want from the smaller teams that won their first appearances in the World Cup.
Yeah. Their first ever World Cup goal.
There's the video of the two presenters seeing the anthem being played for the first time in the World Cup and how emotional they were. It's a massive thing for such a small nation. Although I think they do deserve a kicking after the legal system they've got set up, but that's a separate
political.
Tangent.
It's very much a tangent. But the main problem I see though, that England seemed devoid of ideas when you lost Kane, when you lost Lingard, and you lost Trippier. And that is a big problem because it seems that if we lose Kane, who replaces that talisman? Who replaces that front man? Welbeck.
What are you on about?
There's a reason United binned him and he's only gone to Arsenal. But that is the main problem looking at this England side. Everything is fine as long as your bobblehead is sitting there. Everything else is dependent on it, and that is cause for concern.
All right, well, let's not dwell on it though. What are the positives? Obviously, the positives we scored 6 goals, but the reason that's a positive, other than the sheer number, is that there's a ruthlessness there, right? Yeah. There is even against a team that we're obviously a lot better than, and Panama were poor, but there's times when we would have only put away 2 goals despite that, right? And we didn't. We've already scored more goals in this World Cup than in the last 2 combined, I think.
I mean, we were helped by some rather wrestling tactics from the Panama defence.
And credit to the ref. The ref in this game called those better than the ref in the Tunisia game.
We highlighted it, right? Lingard got elbowed in the face in the first 5 minutes. And straight away the England players were like, look, that's not okay. Same again, the first corner that happened again, they got tackled or they got grappled onto, and they're right. He didn't give it straight away, but again, they're at the ref saying, "Oh, look, this is not okay." And when it comes again after that, they've had their kind of grace period, and it happens again, he's going to give the foul, and that's exactly what England need to do. The same reason why what Ali said about Pepe. Yes, he falls down and gets the fouls. He highlights it. Yes, he's a twat, but he highlights it, and that's what England need to do as well.
Surrounding the ref's works.
Yeah.
All right, the whistle's gone, so we are going to keep talking about England. But in the meantime, on this specific subject about Gareth Southgate's comments on not being entirely happy with the England performance, is he being harsh, or do you agree with him? Let us know what you think in the comments.